everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So I've got my handbags book out again, and today I'm going to recreate this one here, which is known as a triple decker bag. It's got a great name. It's an American bag from the 1930s, and I just love the way that these three bags, they're all different sizes, are just stacked on top of each other. I might do a slightly different handle, I'm not sure yet, and I'm going to do mine square as opposed to curved because it's just easier for you guys to replicate. So I've got an idea on how it should all come together, so let's get started. So I've pulled out this paper pad, which is quite an old one, but there's only a few sheets left, but I thought it'd be nice to use. It's The Secret Garden by Dovecraft. And then I'm using the sentiment from this set of mine here, which is enjoy the little things in life. So I've already popped that on there. That's going to be either actually stuck on the front as like a closure, or it'll be a little gift tag. I'm not sure yet. So I've gone ahead and prepped a few things. I might be using the D-rings for the handle. We'll see when we get to that part. So first of all, you want 3 pieces of cardstock. These are all 11.5 wide. Okay. And then this one is by 8. This one is by 6. And this one is by 4. I'm going to score this one. The way I score this one will be exactly the same on the others. So along the 11.5 side, you're going to score at 4.5, 5, 5.5, 10, 10.5, and 11. You've then got these 3 score lines at this end. Bring it down, okay, so rotate. So now I'm along the 4-inch side, and you're going to score at 1. But again, with this one, those 3 score lines, just bring it down this way, score at 1. And then again with the big one here, there's those 3 score lines at the end. Bring it down, and again, score at 1. I've then got this piece here for the handle, which is 4.5 by 6. And along the 6-inch side, you just want to score at 3. You're going to fold that one in half. And then I've got these 3 here, which are for the closures on each of the bags. They're all 4.5 wide, okay? And then this one is 4, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. This one is at 3, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. And this one is at 2, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. I've rounded off the edges, and I've already stuck these pieces down, and I've embossed them using my linen print embossing folder here. And these pieces measure, for the largest, you've got 4.25 by 3.25, and then 4.25 by 2.25, and 4.25 by 1.25. I've then got these 3 pieces, which are going to connect the 3 bags to the handle, and these are all 3 inches wide by 4.5. And along the 3-inch side, you want to score at 1/2 and 2.5. Now what I did is I embossed them again with that same embossing folder, and then the sides, either side of the score lines, I just like flattened it a little bit, because that's where you're going to add your glue. So you can see it's a little bit flatter, but then this is all still nice and dimensional. You don't want to fold these score lines, they're just guides to where you're going to be adding your glue and attaching them. So first of all, we want to cut all of these. So I'll start with the largest one, and the way that I cut this is going to be the same for the other 2. So along the bottom, which is going to be that 1-inch section, and then you should have the 3 sections here on the right. You're going to cut up, ignore this score line I've got here, that was wrong. Just cut up the score lines here, miss the middle one, and then cut up the next one. So you should have a square, okay? So just leave the score line in the middle, and then again you're going to cut up the first score line, miss the middle one, and then cut up the last one. You should now have this little rectangle on the end there. Just remove that completely, and then just take a little wedge off of this end and this end. So when we put it together, we're going to have concertina sides, but the base is going to be solid, like so. I'm going to stick that in a minute, but you can see it all squashes up, but it's thicker at the bottom. So I'm just going to do these 2 exactly the same way. So I've cut them all, and I'm just going to take a little wedge off of the sides here as well. Fold and burnish them. I don't think I showed you that. What you want to do is have a with the 3 score lines that you've got here, you want to have a mountain, valley and a mountain. Okay, so you've got like an M shape. And again, mountain, valley, mountain. The tab or the last section there needs to fold in so it can attach to the other side. So they only open up to like 1 inch, these little bags or pockets. And then, because the join's at the back, this one's going to be the last one we stick down. So what I would actually also do is just cut a little wedge off of this one on the others as well. Next, you want to add your glue all down your tab there. Fold over those 3 there, and then fold over this whole panel, and you'll see it will all line up. I'll just show you again on this one. Add your glue all down the tab, flip it over, fold over those 3 sections, and then just this whole panel here. And then again with this one. Okay, next you want to make sure you got your join there on the back. That front one you would have left as it is, and then you can fold. I like to put the back one in first, just so the inside looks nice and neat. Add your glue. I'm using the construction glue now in case I do decide to put something a little bit heavier in there. This will just strengthen the base. Add your glue on your tabs there, and then close that. Make sure you get all your right angles there. And then if you flip it over and just grab a ruler, you'll be able to go in there and just spread out all that glue, and just repeat that on the others. Okay, next I've got my pattern paper to decorate the front of each of these. So they're all 4 1/4 wide, but this one is 2 3/4, 4 3/4 for this one, and 6 3/4 for this one. So I'm going to use my construction glue and stick all those down. Okay, next we need to attach the lids to each of the boxes. So you just fold your tab over at the back, add your glue. If you want to cover the back side here as well, you can do, but you don't really see them once they're all layered on top of each other. I don't think anyone's going to be looking at the back. And then I'm just sticking this one right on the back there, and you just want that to be able to fold over, so make sure it's nice and straight, all runs parallel with the sides there. Okay, next I want to add my hook and loop. So I've got these here which are from Amazon. I think I'm going to do 2 on each one. So just get your pairs together and then decide where you want to put them. I'm going to have them nearer the bottom there, and then just close that till they're nice and secure. And then again, just do that on the others. Okay, so now we've got our 3 bags which are going to sit on top of each other like so. So now we need to get them all attached. So that's where these ones come in. So you want to add your glue just along one of the ends there, and then just use that score line just as a guide, because you want these to all be the same when they're stuck down. So just stick it up to the score line like so. Again, just do that on the others. Trim off any bits that may be sticking out, just to keep it nice and neat. So the idea is that you line up the tops here so it's all the same, and then these just dangle down. But you've got all of that to be able to lift each one up and get into them, so it's like easy access. So you imagine in that picture, because it's obviously fabric and suede, the soft fabric was like positioned like that. I'll just show you there. There we go. You can see there. So we're kind of there. I'm pretty pleased with it. Now this is where I'm thinking about doing a slightly different closure. So the idea is that this will sandwich over the top portion here, and we will make our handle. I'm going to cut in on the sides of those green pieces in a minute, and then maybe the sentiment can go across there, but I want to cut into that. So what you could do is die cut like a little oval or rectangle towards the top part of this, not right up to the fold there, but near it. Cut through both layers and then stick it on here, so you've got a handle. But I'm thinking about adding little D-rings, and then, although now I'm thinking it would look nice as a little door hang. And you could hang this over your door handle, which would look really quite nice. It's a perfect little door hang. So maybe we do that. Right, I've got this die here. It's an old one, but it will do because it's the right kind of shape that I need. So it's 3 1/4 by 2. And I'm going to position it just a little bit higher than here because this 1/2 inch part here is going to go underneath. So I don't want that sticking. So I don't want that showing. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Just pass that through. What I'm going to do is stick these together first. I just want to see, I'm going to add a little frame around the handle as well. Just want to check that that is going to be, yeah, I think that's going to work quite nicely. So add your glue just in that 1/2 inch section, and then take the next one and just to focus on lining up the top here. Obviously check that this is all running parallel with each other, but just focus on the top there. And then just from the score line, just snip in. That way you know none of that's going to stick out the side, like so. And then I'm going to add my glue all along here. And then just along the bottom on this side. And I'm just going to line up the front first. And then fold that one over. So you can see everything's really neat. And it's all kind of concealed. And then just check that I'm straight, which I seem to be. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to give that all a minute to dry, and I'm just going to think about my decoration. So I've cut this piece of 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, I think it is. Yeah, so it's just slightly bigger than the frame. So whatever frame you've cut out here, just make it a little bit bigger. Round it off the edges, and then I'm going to cut this again in the middle, and that will give me a very thin silver border around my handle. So now I can just stick that on top. Get any sticky marks, just use some paper towel and you can rub those right off. And then I'm going to stick a couple of pads behind this one here. I think it looks quite nice having it stuck on this part here, like so. So you can still lift up all of these and access each of the bags, which I am looking forward to filling with some really nice goodies. Now I think it could do with a little bow or something else. I've got these little wooden, this little butterfly. This was all part of the collection, I believe. I don't need to use all of them, but I quite like that butterfly and just having it slightly overhanging into the handle, because you can still obviously hold it. I'm going to add a little foam pad on the back. That should be enough to hold it for now. If I feel I need to secure it more, I'll use my hot glue. I think that finishes it off really nicely. So I'll just bring back in my inspiration. So this was the triple decker bag, and this is my version of that suede bag from the 1930s. I think it's really, really fun. Absolutely love this. I think it's going to be brilliant for Christmas. You know, this could be a stocking alternative, and you could add more tiers to this. So I think you could, yeah, you could certainly have a lot of fun with this one. I think it's lovely. And I think it's a good one for taking into work as well. As, you know, for your work colleagues, you can maybe hang it, I don't know, where they're by their workstation or something, on their lockers. I don't know, I think it's really cute. Super pleased with this one. So I hope you've enjoyed this fun triple decker bag. I love the name, and you give it a go. And if you do, remember you can share your makes. Anything that I share in the tutorials here you can share in the group Mixed Up Crafters, which is always linked below the video. And also I'll try and see if there's any of this product left. I know definitely my sentiment is, because that's my stamp set, so I will have that linked. And as always, if you've enjoyed today, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and then you won't miss out on any future videos. And if you do want to watch some more videos, check out the ones coming up now. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.